What's up, YouTube? Joe Corey, Elite Athletics and Personal Training, and we're gonna kick this back routine off with some simple chin-ups. This is what we used to do back in middle school, and we used to hate it. As you can see, I'm getting a dead man's hang at the very bottom, and then I'm getting a nice stretch coming up at the top, holding for at least 1 second. I'm not swinging, I'm not jerking. I'm letting the lat muscles do most of the working. Alright, very good for bicep development and middle back development. Next up, we got bent over underhand rows. As you can see, I'm pulling straight up my quad through the belly button. So many people be ego lifting, swinging the weight, jerking the weight, and they're not really feeling the muscle contract. That is a big necessity. When you are lifting weights, you want to make sure you get that mind-muscle connection so your body knows which muscle to contract so that it actually gets the most benefit out of the exercise. Alright, pull through your elbows, straight up the quad, right to your belly button, and get a nice squeeze and hold for 1 second. In this next clip right here, I had to throw the weightlifting belt on because I don't want my weight to control me like I'm a little bitch. I gotta make sure that I control the weight and I make it mine. As you can see, I don't have no rounding of the upper back or lower back. I come back and I take a bow like an actor does on stage, and I pull right up through my quad to my navel and right through my elbows, okay? For 5 reps. Got veins popping all through my shit. That's how you know it's heavy. Alright, but as you can see, the form is very strict. I'm pulling and I'm squeezing. Alright, right here we got 225 and I'm doing it for 5. Okay, as you can see, I'm not bent over all the way. However, I'm still pulling up the quads and I'm squeezing at the top. Alright, if you're not squeezing, you don't have that mind muscle connection with the back and you don't really know what you're working. Next up in the back routine, we have rack pulls. Very great regression of deadlifts. You don't have to do deadlifts to get a nice ass back. So many people do deadlifts and they end up messing their back up in the process. With rack pulls, you still get to get that work in and you get to save your spine in the process. Being that this is a compound lift, it does multiple muscle groups at a time. You're not only doing your back, you're doing your forearms, you're working your core, your glutes, your hamstrings, things like that. And as you can see, my upper back is nice and straight. I'm not rounding the back at all, and I'm not having an excessive roundness in my lower back as well. I'm coming up nice and tall, and I'm just like in the army, I'm standing to attention, okay? And then I'm holding for 1 second at least. Damn, you know I don't skip leg day, boy. Look at that ass, boy. Right here we got 315 on the bar, nothing too crazy. As you can see, I'm very focused. I want to make sure I lift this weight, and I'm, making sure I'm keeping my core and everything tight, because if it ain't tight, it ain't right. You don't want to mess up your back, your spinal column, anything like that. I lift it nice and smooth and controlled. Right here we have upright rows. Fellas, if you're looking to get height on your traps, you need to be doing some upright rows, either a variation of barbells or cable work. Okay, as you can see, I'm coming up and I'm pulling, I'm not swinging the weight, pulling right to my nipple line. Alright, next up right here we have seated cable rows. One more thing, man, I'm tired of people coming into the gym and not sanitizing this shit. Alright, we need to sanitize the equipment. We don't want gout, we don't want staph, we don't want none of that. Okay, right here I'm doing narrow grip seated row for middle back development, pulling right through my elbows to the middle of my chest. This right here we have the wide grip, doing the outer part of the back, the lats, things like that, pulling slow and controlled. Okay, next up we got some heavy dumbbell shrugs. Sometimes I'll do 95 or 90 pounds, just depending on how I feel that day. So I come up to the top and get a good squeeze, and I hold for at least 1 second. Last up in the routine is arms. biceps. All right, fellas, if this isn't in your arm routine, you need to be doing it. You're missing out on a whole bunch of gains. These are iso hammer curls, very good for the bicep and forearm development. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.